Hello again, it's Father Daniel here and conducting another interview for our Tidings of Comfort and Joy. This is for week 3. We've had a very interesting couple of weeks so far, looking at some of our favourite Christmas carols. And I'm really pleased that today I've got Anne Robinson with me, who's a member of the congregation at St Thomas's, also on the PCC, and indeed our PCC secretary. Anne, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Nice to be here, Daniel. Thank you for inviting me.
We're recording this on Monday morning, as you can see, and there's some glorious sunshine in Salford today, which is a welcome change. Anne, what is your favourite Christmas carol and why have you chosen it?
Okay, well, my favourite Christmas carol is Good King Wenceslas. And I like it because it's a very traditional carol, I feel, but I think it has the real Christian message of hope for everybody. And so at the end of the carol, it does bring joy, but I think it gives us all hope. So that's why I really like the carol.
It's a wonderful carol, isn't it? And you know, it's not a carol that we often sing in church, is it? Because I guess it's to do with the Feast of Stephen, isn't it? Which of course
Sorry, and I do try and remind you of Here Can We Sing It, because it is my favourite, and I know it's not, I don't think, in the traditional carol book, but I do try to plug it a lot. I think for me, the first verse sets the most beautiful scene. I think we all like snow when it's falling and it's on the ground. We don't like it so much when it's been walked on. And this first verse, when it's in the castle and the king's looking out, and it must be a beautiful, just the countryside blanketed in snow, and it must be quiet, serene, and it makes me think, okay, I need to take some time to reflect, because it's a busy season, everybody's rushing around, and that first sort of just the quietness of the snowfall makes me think, okay, you just need to take some time for yourself and to think about Advent.
Super. I mean, it sets the scene, a sort of a classic Christmas scene, doesn't it? Really, it's quite a Victorian feel to it, in a nice way.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's lovely, Anne. Thank you. Now, the next question is, whether you have a favourite verse, maybe it is the first verse, or a favourite word or phrase from the carol, and why you've chosen that. What does that mean to you?
Well, I really do like the second verse, which is sung by the men only, especially in St Thomas's, when our lovely Kenny's in the choir, who's got such a fabulous deep voice, and he rumbles that word out. So that really resonates and strikes a chord with me, actually. And I also like the feeling that you've got the king, who's sort of a very wealthy man, looking out, sees this poor peasant who could easily have sent one of his pages out just to take him some wood, but he actually pulls his page and he goes himself. So he braves that cold weather when, as I say, he could have sent somebody else. And then I really like the fact that, the page then is struggling, and the king again, he says, "Get behind me," and he protects him. So I like that message that he actually put himself there to help the peasant. And the words when it says, "Page and monarch, forth they went together through the rude winds, wild lament, and the bitter weather." How cold that must have been, but the king put himself out to go and help this poor peasant.
That's really, I've never ever thought very much about those words. I mean, what you're saying actually is that this is it's kind of a model of kind of Christian service, really, and
absolutely,
Christian behaviour.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what we should all think about, isn't it? That and the king gave a gift of wood, but a gift from all of us to anybody that we see in need. Might not be a big gift to us, but it could make a really significant difference to somebody that's in need.
That's really interesting. That's really interesting. That will be interesting in the context of our conversation on Wednesday, because of course the course that we're following is from Embrace the Middle East, the charity that supports people in need, throughout the lands of the Bible in the Middle East. So that's going to be very interesting, actually.
Yeah. Oh, good. Well, I just think the king, or the carol brings comfort, and definitely he will have brought joy to that poor peasant, isn't he? He's given him food and heating.
Yeah.
So I think it does bring comfort and joy, and it just serves as a reminder to us that actually in our day-to-day life, in our Christian life, we should look and help those that are needy as well, and put ourselves out to do that, really.
You've probably answered then the third question, really, Anne, which is, to make it contemporary and to say, well, yeah, this is a beautiful hymn, and as I said, it does kind of have Victorian associations, but we will be listening to it on Wednesday in the context of, you know, it's been such a difficult year for so many people, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think that this ancient carol can bring comfort and joy today in 2020 as we're preparing to look into 2021? And how does it do that?
Well, I hope so, because I think hopefully it will remind us that to look around us and to see people, and to not just look at the sort of surface, but to try and help others and to bring a bit of comfort and joy to those people. Everybody now, as you say, in this year has suffered in some way maybe, and we should try and bring comfort and joy to everybody by whatever means we can, however we can. So I hope that when we sing it, and I guess the last verse says, doesn't it, Christian men be sure, wealth or rank possessing, ye who now will bless the poor. And we need to bless each other, don't we, with whatever gifts we can.
Yeah, wonderful. I think, you know, that fits in very well with the message of Embrace the Middle East as well.
Oh, good.
And thank you so much. I hope you'll be able to join us on Wednesday.
Do my best.
Have a good week until then, and have a good day today.
Thank you. It was a real pleasure. Thank you very much. See you on Wednesday. Yeah. Bye.